Welcome, dear seekers, to a journey of understanding and transformation. Today, we explore the profound spiritual meanings of being insulted. In this exploration, we will uncover the hidden gems that lie beneath the surface of hurtful words and how they can serve as catalysts for our spiritual growth. To begin, let's consider the nature of an insult. An insult is often a reflection of the insulter's inner turmoil rather than a true statement about the person being insulted. When we are insulted, it can be a mirror that shows us our own reactions, our vulnerabilities, and our ego. It's easy to react with anger or hurt, but what if we could see insults as opportunities for deep introspection and growth? When someone insults us, it's an invitation to examine our own self-worth. Do we believe in the negative words thrown at us, or do we hold a strong sense of our own value regardless of others' opinions? This is a crucial moment for self-reflection. By not allowing an insult to shake our inner peace, we demonstrate a profound understanding of our own worth. In essence, the power of the insult diminishes as we strengthen our self-concept. Now let us consider the emotional response to being insulted. Often, the initial reaction is defensive, but this reaction is deeply rooted in our ego. The ego seeks validation and approval, and when it doesn't receive these, it feels threatened. Recognizing this can be transformative. Instead of reacting defensively, we can choose to respond with compassion and understanding. This shift not only alleviates our own suffering, but also disarms the insulter, creating a space for potential healing and connection. As we move deeper into this understanding, we see that being insulted can also teach us about the impermanence of external validation. Relying on others for our sense of self-worth is a precarious position. True spiritual growth comes from within, from knowing our own value independent of external judgments. When we internalize this, we become resilient to insults and criticisms, recognizing them as fleeting and insignificant in the grand scheme of our spiritual journey. This brings us to an essential question: how do we cultivate such resilience? The answer lies in consistent spiritual practice. Meditation, mindfulness, and self-reflection are tools that help us build a solid foundation of inner peace and self-awareness. Through these practices, we learn to observe our thoughts and emotions without becoming entangled in them. We develop the ability to stay centered, even in the face of negative external stimuli. Each insult then becomes a stepping stone on our path to enlightenment. It is an opportunity to practice patience, compassion, and self-love. By embracing these moments with an open heart and a calm mind, we transform them into powerful lessons that contribute to our spiritual evolution. And so, we come to the end of this first part. Reflect on these insights and consider how you can apply them in your life. How do you perceive insults, and how can you shift that perception to foster your spiritual growth? Powerful transformations, unlocking the gifts of forgiveness in the face of insult. In the second part of our exploration, we delve into the transformative power of forgiveness in the context of being insulted. Forgiveness is a profound spiritual practice that liberates us from the chains of resentment and anger. When we hold on to the hurt caused by an insult, we are essentially carrying a burden that weighs down our spirit. Forgiveness, however, allows us to release this burden and find peace. Forgiveness does not mean condoning the behavior of the insulter. Instead, it is about freeing ourselves from the negative emotions that bind us. When we forgive, we reclaim our power. We choose not to let the actions of others dictate our emotional state. This act of forgiveness is a testament to our inner strength and spiritual maturity. Consider the deeper implications of forgiveness. When we forgive, we acknowledge that everyone is on their own spiritual journey. Each person has their struggles, fears, and insecurities that drive their behavior. By understanding this, we can cultivate empathy and compassion, even for those who hurt us. This shift in perspective not only heals our own wounds, but also contributes to a more compassionate world. Forgiving an insult can also lead to self-discovery. It prompts us to examine why the insult affected us in the first place. Often, it reveals unresolved issues or insecurities within ourselves. By addressing these, we grow stronger and more resilient. This process of self-examination and healing is a crucial aspect of spiritual growth. Moreover, forgiveness helps us break the cycle of negativity. When we respond to an insult with anger or resentment, we perpetuate a cycle of negativity. However, when we choose forgiveness, we disrupt this cycle. We create a ripple effect of positivity and healing that extends beyond ourselves. This act of forgiveness has the power to transform not only our own lives, but also the lives of those around us. As we practice forgiveness, we also learn the importance of setting boundaries. Forgiveness does not mean allowing others to continually disrespect or hurt us. It is essential to communicate our boundaries clearly and assertively. This is an act of self-respect and self-love. By setting boundaries, we protect our inner peace and ensure that we are not subjected to repeated harm. This balance between forgiveness and self-protection is crucial for our spiritual well-being. Reflect on a time when you were insulted and found it difficult to forgive. What emotions did you experience? How did holding on to those emotions affect your state of mind and your overall well-being? Consider how your life might change if you chose to forgive and let go of those negative feelings. To incorporate forgiveness into our daily lives, we can practice specific techniques. One powerful method is the practice of loving kindness meditation, or metta. In this meditation, we send thoughts of love and kindness to ourselves, to those we love, to neutral individuals, and even to those who have hurt us. This practice helps to soften our hearts and cultivate a sense of universal compassion. Another technique is journaling. Writing about our experiences and emotions can provide clarity and insight. It allows us to process our feelings and gain a deeper understanding of our reactions. Through journaling, we can explore the root causes of our hurt and work towards healing. As we continue to practice forgiveness, we may find that we develop a greater sense of inner peace and contentment. We become less reactive to insults and more capable of maintaining our equilibrium. This inner peace is a sign of our growing spiritual strength. In conclusion, forgiveness is a powerful tool for spiritual growth. It frees us from the shackles of resentment and anger, allowing us to live more peacefully and compassionately. By practicing forgiveness, we not only heal ourselves, but also contribute to a more harmonious world. Reflect on how you can bring more forgiveness into your life, and how this practice can transform your spiritual journey. Cultivating resilience, the transformative power of humility in responding to insults. In the third part of our exploration, we turn our attention to the concept of humility and its role in dealing with insults. Humility, often misunderstood, is not about diminishing our self-worth, but about recognizing our place in the grand tapestry of existence. It is about understanding that we are both significant and insignificant, and that our true worth is not defined by others' opinions. When we are insulted, our ego is often the first to react. The ego seeks to defend itself, to prove its worth, and to retaliate. However, humility teaches us to transcend the ego. It reminds us that our true essence is beyond the fleeting judgments of others. By embracing humility, we can respond to insults with grace and composure. Consider the wisdom of ancient spiritual traditions that emphasize humility. In many teachings, humility is seen as a virtue that leads to enlightenment. It is a recognition of our interconnectedness with all beings in the universe. When we internalize this understanding, we become less affected by external judgments. We see insults as mere waves on the surface of the ocean of our being, unable to disturb the depths of our inner peace. Humility also involves acknowledging our imperfections. None of us is perfect, and we all make mistakes. When we accept this, we become more forgiving of ourselves and others. We realize that an insult may sometimes highlight a truth we need to address. Instead of reacting defensively, we can use it as an opportunity for self-improvement. Reflect on a time when your ego was bruised by an insult. How did it feel to react defensively? Now, imagine responding with humility. How might that change the outcome? How would it affect your inner peace and your relationship with the insulter? Incorporating humility into our lives requires practice and mindfulness. One way to cultivate humility is through the practice of gratitude. By regularly expressing gratitude for the blessings in our lives, we shift our focus from what we lack to what we have. This shift in perspective helps us see the bigger picture and diminishes the impact of negative comments. Another practice is self-inquiry. Regularly asking ourselves questions like, "What can I learn from this situation?" or "How can I grow from this experience?" helps us stay humble and open to growth. It reminds us that every experience, even painful ones, can be a teacher. Humility also involves serving others. When we dedicate ourselves to helping others, we step out of our self-centered concerns and connect with the broader human experience. This connection fosters a sense of humility and reduces the sting of personal insults. As we embrace humility, we become more resilient to insults. We learn to see them not as personal attacks, but as opportunities for growth and reflection. This shift in perception is a sign of our spiritual maturity and strength. In conclusion, humility is a powerful antidote to the pain of being insulted. It helps us transcend our ego, recognize our interconnectedness, and grow from every experience. By practicing humility, we cultivate inner peace and resilience, enabling us to navigate life's challenges with grace. Reaching new heights, mastering presence and mindfulness to transcend the impact of insults. In the fourth and final part of our exploration, we delve into the power of presence and mindfulness in transforming the experience of being insulted. Presence, or being fully in the moment, allows us to respond to insults with clarity and calm, and prevents us from being overwhelmed by reactive emotions. Mindfulness, the practice of being aware of our thoughts and feelings without judgment, helps us navigate the turbulence of an insult with equanimity. When we are insulted, our immediate reaction is often driven by past experiences and future anxieties. We might recall past insults, which amplify the current one, or worry about how this insult might affect our future interactions. Presence anchors us in the now, allowing us to respond to the situation as it is, without the baggage of past hurts or future fears. Consider the power of a single breath. Taking a deep breath in the moment of being insulted can create a pause, a space where we can choose our response rather than react impulsively. This breath is a bridge to mindfulness. It reminds us to stay grounded and to observe our thoughts and emotions without becoming entangled in them. In the practice of mindfulness, we learn to observe our thoughts and feelings like clouds passing through the sky. We recognize that these thoughts and feelings are impermanent. They come and go, but our true essence remains unchanged. This realization helps us maintain our inner peace, even when faced with hurtful words. Reflect on a recent experience where you felt insulted. How did you react in that moment? Now, imagine responding with presence and mindfulness. Take a deep breath and visualize yourself observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment. How does this change your experience of the insult? Mindfulness also teaches us to listen deeply. Often when someone insults us, there is underlying pain or frustration that they are expressing. By listening with compassion and without judgment, we can sometimes uncover the root cause of their behavior. This deep listening can transform an adversarial interaction into an opportunity for empathy and connection. One practical way to cultivate mindfulness is through regular meditation. Setting aside a few minutes each day to sit quietly and focus on your breath can significantly enhance your ability to remain present and mindful in challenging situations. Over time, this practice builds a reservoir of inner calm that you can draw upon when faced with insults or other stressors. Another technique is to practice mindfulness in everyday activities. Whether you are eating, walking, or even washing dishes, bring your full attention to the present moment. Notice the sensations, sounds, and feelings associated with the activity. This practice strengthens your ability to stay present and grounded, making it easier to apply mindfulness in more emotionally charged situations. As we continue to practice presence and mindfulness, we develop a greater sense of inner peace and resilience. We become less reactive to external stimuli and more capable of responding with clarity and compassion. This transformation is a sign of our growing spiritual maturity. In conclusion, presence and mindfulness are powerful tools for transforming the experience of being insulted. They help us stay anchored in the present moment, observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment, and respond with clarity and compassion. By cultivating these practices, we enhance our inner peace and resilience, enabling us to navigate life's challenges with grace and wisdom. To bring this journey to a close, reflect on how you can integrate the lessons of self-worth, forgiveness, humility, and mindfulness into your daily life. How can these insights help you transform the experience of being insulted into opportunities for spiritual growth? Remember that each insult is a stepping stone on your path to enlightenment, a chance to practice patience, compassion, and self-love. May you walk this path with an open heart and a calm mind, embracing every challenge as a teacher and every insult as a catalyst for your spiritual evolution.